Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Building Returns hosted by Radio Works. My name is John Stokoe, and my business and I founded a company called Source My Property. It's a property development and investment portfolio building firm based in South Wales of the UK. However, this radio show, Building Returns, is about all the movers and shakers in the property and real estate industry around the world. And my role here is to showcase those that are doing things differently, who are really getting out there and doing some great stuff, doing stuff that's better than everybody else. And I really wanted to spend the time and make sure that I share their original flavor. Tonight, I have the honor to host a true entrepreneur and philanthropist, currently residing in Chicago, Illinois, the mobile home millionaire himself, Nicholas Miaskowski. Good afternoon, Nicholas. How are you today?
Good afternoon, John. Thank you so much for having me on here.
No worries, only a pleasure. Before we get into the thick of it, something else that I want to let all the viewers know. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, John.
No problem, no problem. So how young are you today?
I'm doing pretty well.
How young are you? Well, in other words, how old are you? Yeah.
I'm 22 years old today.
There we go. 22 years old, and this guy, I can't even call him a kid. He's changing the world already. We were in for a hell of a treat this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are, and really looking forward to showcasing what Nicholas is currently doing and what he is actually doing in this local area and around the world. Fantastic story. But before we get into Nicholas, can you just give the viewers a brief background of who you are, where you've come from, and what's pretty much brought you up to where we are right now in this interview?
Okay, so I'm going to start with exactly what we do. So we do a couple of things. So it's me and my family, me and my mom and dad, we work together. And what we do right now is we're mobile home investors. And we buy, sell, and sell mobile homes with seller financing. And now, since we know so much about mobile home investing and we've become experts in the field, we're actually starting to coach others to be just as successful as we are.
Okay, that's fantastic. You said something about some financing. Can you elaborate on that?
So, the seller financing is like if they can't afford like a conventional regular loan from the bank, or can't afford a regular house, or can't even afford it like an apartment to pay the rent, or have bad credit, we're there. We give them a loan, and they have approximately, like on average, between 60 and 72 months to pay off a loan to us, and then afterwards they get to they have the option to purchase the home.
Okay, so your business holds the loan, holds the financing.
That's correct.
Okay, so let's have a look. I mean, traditionally, when people are tuning into this radio show, we used to hearing from people that are building houses and small developments and multiple occupation. Properties, etc. But I really wanted to bring you in because I really think you're doing great stuff. Can you just explain to those who may or may not know what a mobile home is?
Mobile home. So a mobile home is basically like a giant metal box on wheels, and they're located in these mobile home parks, mobile home communities, as I like to call them. And mobile home communities are owned by, let's say, a company. We'll call him Mr. Big Bucks. So Mr. Big Bucks owns a bunch of land, and on that land, he puts a bunch of mobile homes inside of his park. And every single month, the residents who live inside of these mobile homes, they pay the mobile home owner, the mobile home landowner, the mobile home park owner, a lot fee, like a lot rent every month. And the lot rent ranges from a couple of $100s. So like in the area that we invest in, the lot rent over there is between $300 and $500.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's really affordable living for those people who might not be able to stretch and to buy themselves their own bricks and mortar home. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So they are affordable living for people who have lower incomes. However, sometimes people with higher incomes actually come to buy a mobile home because they usually say that owning a regular home is just too much for me. I want to downgrade into something more simple.
Okay. Okay. And
Mhm.
where are these parts that you get involved with, Nicholas?
So we work in Indiana, in the state of Indiana,
Okay.
and yeah.
All right. Cool. And from these homes, so can you explain how you would find or approach or find one of these homes, and then I assume you would potentially renovate it and then put it onto a lot, and you would then find a buyer to then buy that home for them to occupy. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So the way that our business works now is that we actually have good relationships with the mobile home park managers, so the people who work in mobile home communities in the office. And because we have such good relationships with these managers, they actually call us up whenever they have homes available. If they have to evict someone from the park, or if someone abandons their home, or if they have a handyman special, or if they know there's like a distressed seller in the park, they call us first. They let us know right away, and that's how we acquire all of our deals right now.
Okay.
So at this very point, it's the mobile home parks that are telling us about all of these deals.
I think it's very important in my business. I'm finding and I'm securing off of myself and for other investors globally. Having relationships with agents in that business is fundamental to be able to find the deals at the right time, the opportunities at the right time to be able to pass them on. If you're second or third or fourth down the list in the little black book, then you're not getting the best opportunities and you're not able to pass on those to your investors or to your clients or for your own personal portfolio. So, in terms of numbers, you mentioned you're in the business with your family. How many of these mobile homes have you turned over in your career?
So we've been at this game for about 14 months now, so not a very long time. And within that time frame, we've done 38 mobile home deals by
Wow,
far. Yeah. And on average, right now, it's we buy around 3 to 5 mobile homes every month on average, so not every single month. And then we sell 3 mobile homes every month.
that's fantastic. So you're taking them on, you're renovating them, and then you're selling them. I assume, obviously, for profit, else you wouldn't be in business. And am I right in then saying the people that are then buying these, do they rent them out themselves as an investment, or do they buy them to live in?
The people who buy these aren't allowed to rent the homes out at all per the park's rules. They don't allow people to purchase homes and to rent them out. So that's why we do like a rent to own. And plus, the parks that we work in are investor friendly because there are a lot of mobile home parks that are actually non-investor friendly and investor friendly. There's some people who just won't allow an investor inside of their parks, and they simply just won't allow them to profit. And then
Okay.
there are some people who are just friendly, investor friendly, and they'll let you do it. They're fine with that.
So what makes you guys different? I assume you are now the investors or investor friendly compared to those who would buy and then rent them out. Are they investor friendly on the basis that you are buying them, but you are putting somebody that was potentially homeless into a property, so it's into a mobile home. So it's not although it's for profit in one way, it's not considered a normal buy to let or buy to rent long-term investment. It's more about housing somebody at the end of the day. So it's a case of taking somebody, so you are then facilitating taking somebody off the streets and putting them into a home and putting a roof over their head. Is that correct?
Yeah, theoretically, not all these people are completely homeless, but they don't really know a different option. So that's where we come in, and
Okay.
we're the affordable solution as opposed to living in an apartment or getting a loan from the bank to get a regular house. Or even if they have bad credit, they won't get a loan from the bank. And since we don't really require perfect credit, people just come to us.
Okay. All right. No, that's interesting. One of the questions that I'm asking all the people that I interview, and something that's important from an investor's perspective or somebody that's buying a specific property, is the ability to get into that investment or property with very little or no money down. So, can
Mm.
you give me just a sort of general example of how the finance would work if I was somebody that wanted to come to you and I had shocking credit and you could help me? Can you give an example of some of the numbers, just a general number?
Okay, so in regards to the people who are looking at my homes, right?
Yes, you are buying your homes to live in, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how it works. So the people, first of all, they have to be approved by the park management. So that's one application. And the park management, for example, they require for you to have at least a $2,000 income, like every single month. They do not allow felonies, and they do not allow you to have any evictions on file. So then they have to fill out our application. So because they've already been approved by the park, we know if they have any history of eviction or anything bad on file. So we know that right away. And for when we give people our applications, we require them to make a little over $3,000. We usually want two names on the home. So, two different incomes for the home so that we know that if something happens to one of the people with income, there's going to be another substitute, right?
Okay.
And because the park already checks the credit and everything, that's basically all we need to know. And they just gave us their park application with their employer history and past rental information, and then we go from there. And we also require a $2,000 down payment for each one of our homes.
Okay. All right. So you say these people that are getting the finance, their credit file wouldn't be strong enough to get traditional finance secured against one of these mobile homes.
Right. Yeah, and actually, banks don't give out loans for mobile homes commonly. So that's another thing that separates us from pretty much everyone.
Is that because it's a movable asset or something like that? That they can't tie it down, that they can't come and, I don't know, reclaim it and somebody's hitched up to a trailer and taken it away, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Can you give me an idea on the business structure? You mentioned you're in business with your family. Can you explain who is involved and what their roles, what each of your roles are in the business?
Okay, so I work with my mom and my dad, and
Sorry, just hold on one second. Hello, Hannah. Good to see you on board. Thanks for commenting. We'll catch up with you later. Hannah Kathleen's just caught up with us. Sorry, carry on there, Nicholas.
hey Hannah. So it's my mom and my dad. So what I do the marketing, and I write up all the content for the homes, like marketing wise. So I'm very good at that, and I also am very good in looking for more opportunities online. My mom is the best salesperson out of all three of us, so she's the one who sells. She talks with the people, on the phone, And my dad, he does all of the rehab stuff. He manages the handymen who work for us. It's not us who fix up these homes. We have people who do them, who fix up the homes for us. So he manages all the employees, and all together, we always go out and look at these deals together, and we all build the relationships with the managers and partners.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. So the three of you cover each of the key aspects to be able to put the business together.
Yes.
Here's a question for you. There's obviously a few people working in this industry. What sets you apart? What is your USP?
I'm sorry, you kind of broke off there.
Sorry, what is your? There's obviously in this industry where you are in the States that are with mobile homes. I assume there's some that are doing very similar stuff to you. But my question to you is, what sets you apart? What is unique? What is your unique point?
So what's most unique about us is that, well, our relationships with park managers. So we know when the deal comes. I mean, we're the first people to know if there's a mobile home available before anybody else. And what also makes us rather unique to the park managers is we actually do the paperwork for the mobile homes. If the homes are missing some sort of paperwork, we retrieve them. So mobile homes are very similar. They have title work, just like cars do. And so a lot of these homes are actually missing their title work. And that's what makes us completely different, because we go out there and we retrieve this title work. These homes that are missing the title work, they're actually they're usually on the list for demolition inside of the parks. So when we acquire these homes, we're basically like saving them, because we get this paperwork, we find a qualified buyer, and we also approve the park's value in general. It looks a lot more nicer. And the reason a lot of this paperwork is missing is because most of these parks, they just don't want to go through the whole entire process of doing this paperwork, because it's really
value to the parks, to the park owners and the park managers, and then you doing the work on their behalf. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah,
I think you're quite right. That's what's going to set you apart. So many people aren't willing to go and do that extra little leg, do that extra effort. And I assume this is what's accelerated you to the top of their lists, and why they are now phoning you when they have opportunities. Because it's much easier for you to do it than for them to go and do it. And they know for you it's a business. So it works really well. So it's, from both sides, everybody's happy at the end of the day. Fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, and that really helps build the relationships with the managers too, because nobody wants to do the title work either. So
absolutely, I clearly understand. And relationships and networking is something that's vital. And funny enough, it's actually a question that I've got coming down later on my list about how important it is. But moving on from where we are now, in terms of identity, your family and your business's identity. Let's look at the word of branding. We all know how important branding is and how vital it is nowadays. How do you see yourself being perceived as a brand out there in the world?
How do I want to be perceived, right?
Correct.
Or how I believe people perceive me, correct?
Let's go with both of those.
Yeah. So when in the terms of mobile homes, these people just see that we're like a regular family, and I mean that's just enough right there. When they see this regular family business just selling these mobile homes, they're like, oh yeah, everyone wants to do business with us, and a lot of people just want to buy homes from us because they can really trust us, and they can see that we're regular people. And I think that's one of the keys for us, is we just do this as a family, and people just trust us, you know? And so, yeah, I'm not really sure how else to answer
What
that.
are you doing to ensure that that message gets out there to the world? Because, I mean, I myself, I'm sitting on the other side of the world. Before I met you a month ago in LA, I knew about you. You know, you're out there, you're on Facebook and stuff like that. I had an idea of what you were up to. And
Yeah.
I had to come and meet you because of how you were positioning yourself on social media and in various networks. And I think that's a vital step that you have accomplished very well. And I assume you're going to continue to do so. I can imagine it's slightly different to your clientele that you're looking at that are buying the mobile homes. But so you getting out there and having this perception to the likes of myself and other property owners around the world, how is that? How have you gone about doing that, and why is that important to you to be attracting the likes of, say, myself, who wouldn't always be involved in this environment?
So, in terms of social media, it's really important to position yourself like an expert. And because we actually are experts in our field, it really brings out the authenticity of that. But why it's important to attract people like you and other people who would bring such big opportunities to us and our businesses is because, I mean, we really want to go to the next level, as in do more deals. We want to attract new people who would ideally want to be a part of this whole entire mobile home revolution. And we want to attract people who really want to learn how to do something like this, who want to learn how to do mobile home investing like us, because there aren't that many teachers out there who go about teaching you how to invest in mobile homes. Typically, people go right towards regular properties, and not many people actually focus on mobile homes. It's really a niche market.
And there's a large enough, although you say it's niche, it's large enough to have others involved as well?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. So now you obviously have an idea or a vision of what your success is going to be and where you're going sort of 3 to 5 years down the line. Can you share with us what that picture is and what you're actually trying to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay. So I'll just very briefly talk about 2018 and then forward. So this year we're going to be doing 50 mobile home deals, the units, and the plan is to actually purchase our very first park. A lot of people have been contacting me wanting to partner up with me or wanting to fund mobile home parks with me. So that's going to be the very next step. In 3 years, we want to do 4 mobile home parks, have 100 mobile homes sold for the seller financing, and to not really be working inside of the business, but working on the business so that we wouldn't have to be as involved in it. And then in 5 years, 10 mobile home parks. And then it would be ideal to have at least 200 mobile home units for seller financing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, this is the part of the show where, especially with what you just talked about now, I'm going to offer you the opportunity to speak to the viewers. Can you tell the viewers, anybody who's watching, what is it that you need to be able to help move on? Are you looking for investors? Are you looking for other people? What are you looking for? And again, how they can contact you.
Okay, so There's a lot that, I know a lot about mobile home investing, so I can ideally take you by the hands and walk you through doing your very first mobile home deals. And together we could literally start a mobile home revolution together. And to further expand our own personal business, we're looking for more partners to, more funding so that we could do even more deals so that we could reach our goal of doing 50 mobile home deals this year. And we're also we're looking for people who will partner up with us on our mobile home park deal that we're going to be doing this year.
Okay, fantastic. So you're really looking for capital partners to invest in you in the business, to grow the business, and to help finance and facilitate the actual parks that you're looking at building. Some other capital partners to help with the finance for some of these mobile homes, individual mobile homes, so that you can back up the finance on them. And then you're also looking slightly separate and to the side to that, you're looking for people that want to be educated, that want to get into the industry themselves, so you can help them create their own business. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct.
That's fantastic. So it's really interesting and great to see that you have got a path pretty much mapped out and that you are looking for that. And anybody who's listening in or will be listening in, producer Gary has popped up the websites, the Facebook pages, etc. There it is, just popped up now. Golden Wing Mobile Homes. Also, you can get hold of Nicholas on his Facebook page through the links through this. If you just go on the links down below here, if you message us on that, you'll be able to get hold of us as well through that, and of course, obviously get hold of Nicholas. Nicholas, just a quick one. We mentioned network a little bit earlier, and it's something that I suppose ties back into what we've been talking about now. And a vital component of growing the business is your network and building relationships, both internal and external to your business, to ensure cultivated success with the business. What are you doing to support that network or grow your network?
So we've started attending more and more networking events with lots of like-minded individuals, because we're on the prowl and looking for people who would potentially want to partner up with us, and also people who want to learn about mobile home investing. So we've been attending many networking events throughout the past couple of months, more and more networking, talking with people, scheduling meetings with people, phone meetings, that kind of stuff.
Good.
And
you can rest assured, if you've had me in England, who's never really looked at mobile homes before, wanting to get in touch with you and find out more about what you're doing, you are doing the right things, and you are attached to the right network. So from my point of view, just carry on doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. Now, I just want to move on. We've pretty much covered the business, what it is, what you're doing, and where you're going. Personally, I want to commend you. I think it's fantastic what you're doing. Everything that I try and work with needs to have some form of giving back. And you are actually doing that within the business itself. You're working with people that need that extra little bit of help outside of the standard properties, standard financing methods. And I really embrace the fact that you're putting you're putting roofs over people's head. Some you say don't quite need it, but others obviously they do. Now there's another side to you that I think is massively commendable, and I really want to showcase and highlight it. Can you tell me about the Golden Wings, about the charitable, the philanthropic work that you do?
Of course. So we have a nonprofit organization. It's called Golden Wing Helping Hands, and what we do is we make the care packages for homeless people living on the streets of Chicago. So the packages are, they have like warm clothing, non-perishable foods, toiletry items. They contain gift cards, and they have letters of encouragement in each package. So we just go up to homeless people on the streets and just personally deliver all of them to them.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the funding for that, does that come out of the mobile home business, or is it part of a charity, or how could people actually assist and donate towards that cause?
It's all charity. We don't use our own money. I mean, back in the day, before this was an actual nonprofit, we used to use our own money. But now that it's a nonprofit, we've been starting to collect donations from people, fundraising events. And if people want to donate now, the best way would be through the website, the www.goldenwinghelpinghands.org. And there's a tab where you can donate on there. Or you can send me a message, personal message, if you want to get involved somehow. So, yeah.
How many care packages have you handed out now?
How many? So, throughout this year, we've handed out about 600 of them. And, yeah, that's a lot. And we also have a lot more funds left to purchase more items for more care packages. So it looks like we're going to be giving out a lot of care packages throughout the next couple of months. My plan is to actually give out care packages at least twice every month until March or April. So, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. You really are doing great work. And, you know, funny enough, it's one of the questions I like to ask people. I like to find out what is the good that you're doing in your life or within your business to be able to give back, you know. And one of the questions I ask is, what are you doing in your business or outside your business that's ethically right or morally correct for our fellow man or for the environment? And the work that you're doing and where it's coming from and where it's actually going is, I'm sure it's heartfelt. If you've made a difference to at least 600 people personally, honestly, I take my hat off to you. I think it's fantastic. And the fact that this is going to continue. I know life is tough for some people in Chicago, and for what you're doing, again, really, I think it's fantastic. And anybody that's watching in here, thank you for sharing what you do. Thank you for sharing how we can get hold of you. And I'm sure people are going to get hold of you and help you continue to do what you're actually doing right now. So that pretty much wraps it up for us, Nicholas. Our lots of time is running out. So just really in summary, Nicholas Miaskowski from Chicago, Illinois, are doing fantastic work in the mobile home space in the States, in Chicago, and in Indiana, you're talking about, with his business, Mobile Home Millionaire. He's looking for investors to help him grow his business and to continue to make a difference to people that need these homes. And he's also looking to help those that are looking to start off their own businesses and to learn what he's actually been doing successfully so they can create an income for themselves. And on top of that, his gratitude, his pay forward, is the fact that he's helping homeless people and passing out care packages. Nicholas, from my side, from Building Returns, from Source My Property, thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending. Happy birthday once again, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, John, for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. It was a really fun experience.
No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll catch up soon. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Cheers then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.